Go Hydra!
Welcome back into the final match of the second weekend of Alliance Tournament 15. I'm Rain, and I will be commentating with Elise Randolph for the match Hydra Reloaded and Hard Knock Citizens. So Hydra have brought double Sleipnir, Scimitar, double Ferox, double Jackdaw, double Kitsune, and a Mollis.
Yep, and Hard Knock Citizens brought something very similar. Hard Knock's bringing double Sleipnir, Scimitar, double Gila, double Jackdaw, Hyena, and double Caracal. Basically the only thing separating these two teams, besides the 100 kilometers, is the Kitsunes versus the Caracals. So there's going to be some rapid light spam versus his Kitsunes, but these Jackdaws on both sides are going to be on drone duty. So these Gilas might be pretty ineffectual after like 3 or 4 minutes here.
Yeah, and with that, the Mollis as well. So these Kitsunes do ECM, which nobody really likes, but most people underestimate the Mollises, which actually use damp. So even though it may only be affecting the team with these Sleipnirs trying to rush in, if you damp the Scimitar, obviously his effective rep range will be less, so he has to fall, then those Sleipnirs go rushing in.
Absolutely. So we'll see exactly how this plays out. I think Hard Knock Citizens really need a big performance early at least, from Lucia Deniard in the Hyena. She's going to have to grab these Kitsunes and let the Jackdaws and Caracals plow into those Kitsunes just to get them out of the way early. You don't want to go a long drawn-out match with ECM on the table. One unlucky jam could make it or break it for you. So the match is about to start right now. The teams have warped in at 50, and they've both chosen the same beacon, so they're exactly 100 kilometers away from one another. So there's going to be a little bit of positioning early on before all hell breaks loose.
So the match has kicked off, and we are seeing the control bar immediately kick off with those Kitsunes damping those Sleipnirs, as well as the Mollis actually, or not damping, ECMing those Sleipnirs, and then the Mollis damping those Sleipnirs, and the primary being Forsaught in the Scimitar for Hydra.
Alright, so Hydra, half the Hydra team, most of the support, are running back toward the tournament micro jump unit. They want to get a jump on the Hard Knock Citizens and go behind them to finish off the Scimitar. Hard Knock Citizens Scimitar is under a lot of pressure right here. It is going down pretty hard. It's already in half armor. It's already gone through 4 of the 9 ASB cycles, so it's going to die really quick before Hard Knocks can even get into position.
Yeah, and as predicted, Hard Knocks is actually rushing in. It looks like they saw Hydra pushing away, and they seem to have slowed. Actually, maybe that Sleipnir, I'm not quite sure who it's piloted by. I want to say, yes, predictably Lysis going ham into the Hydra Reloaded team as he rushes in with his Sleipnir, actually rushing past another Hydra Sleipnir piloted by Hart.
Yep, Hart SP is now webbed by this Hyena. Sleipnir is not really the best primary, but it's really the only thing that Hard Knock Citizens can get on right now. They need to somehow save this Scimitar of theirs. It is dying. It's out of ASB charges. It's entering structure. And a Jackdaw just got erased from Hard Knock Citizens' side. Hydra Reloaded just with better positioning and better piloting here. They're going to finish off the Scimitar and a Jackdaw before Hard Knock Citizens can even get anything accomplished.
And it looks like the Caracals of the Hard Knocks team attempted to primary the Kitsune, which immediately caught reps. Now looks like they're going for the Mollis, which again caught reps. Looks like they're trying to break through some of this support wing of Hydra in hopes of giving their team an advantage.
Yeah, this Jackdaw and this Hyena now got melted. These are not boundary violation, guys. This is just arty zonks from the Hydra Reloaded side. Finally, Hard Knock Citizens are able to apply damage to the Hydra Scimitar. They really need to get this down pretty quickly now and just hope that they can get back in this. The 2 Sleipnirs, which are the main core for the Hard Knock side, are still flying pretty, so they've got a little bit of hope left in them, but just barely holding on here as the Hydra Scimitar is kind of just kiting away, and it looks like he's going to be fine right now.
Yeah, he keeps running his ASB, getting shot at and then running it back again. It doesn't look like he has any rep outs on him, so he's staying alive purely by his own piloting and his own modules.
Yeah, and that's a heal it down for Hard Knock Citizens. Just losing DPS left and right here. The Jackdaws are all gone, so these Kitsunes are just going to be focusing on getting these Sleipnirs out, and the Mollis has a damp on each of the Sleipnirs, so when they do become unjammed, it's going to take a little bit longer for them to get a lock, just augmenting that ECM that much more. You get a missed jam, it still takes you 20 seconds to lock something small. So man, Hydra Reloaded just putting on a clinic right now, destroying Hard Knock Citizens and sending them out of Alliance Tournament 15.
Yeah, they are picking a target and just immediately deleting them off the field. Even with that scimitar being alive in the past, they were still able to just methodically pick away at Hard Knocks. Caracal down, and then the second one is to be followed very shortly. With these Sleipnirs of the Hard Knock citizens not really able to catch anything and not really to apply much, as all of Hydra is still sitting pretty.
All right, so these two ships left on the Hard Knock side, they're going to be real sad. I mean, I don't know what you do in this position besides just find a beacon and just send yourself out to try and break the records that Goon set earlier in the Alliance tournament by boundary violating, because there's literally nothing you can do here. This Scimitar to Hydra Reloaded took a little bit of pressure, but too little too late. It's got its ASB reloaded already. It's got rep bots on it. It's only in like half armor, so it's fine. Full ASB charges. It was never under pressure whatsoever. Looks like Lysis and Casper are challenging each other to a 1v1 on the MJD beacon. We'll see how that plays out for them, as Hydra Reloaded got to feel really good. Not only did they get to see the people who knocked them down to the losers bracket eliminated in Tempest Calcif in the match before this, but they get to go on another match to potentially face Pandemic Legion in the losers bracket. Now, it's a great grudge match between these two teams. Some of the most winningest teams in Alliance tournament history. One of them is going to be going home at the hands of the other.
Yeah, so Lysis actually activating that NPD, shooting himself to safety. He hasn't, I don't see him attempting to actually shoot anyone, but more of flying around the field and trying to keep himself safe. This is a classic Lysis move. Everyone knows that when he streams, he flies solo. So this is nothing new. Being blocked by a classic
Lysis has made it to another MJD unit.
Oh no, he's pointed away. He's pointed away from the arena, so it looks like he is going to Valhalla.
Yep, he is going outside the Vanguard to see what lies beneath, and it is instant death on the other side there. 209 kilometers. That is the actual record, the distance record for the arena boundary. The previous was set by the Pink Panther at 203 kilometers. Yes, I memorized these stats, but that is it. Hydra Reloaded takes out Hard Knock Citizens. What a way to end the tournament. And for Rain Chocolate and myself, we will see you next week. We're going to send it back to Apothy and the boys in the studio.
And you throw me on.
Never mind.
And that's it. That's it here from us at the EVE NT cast of the first 2 weekends of the Alliance tournament. It's gone so quickly and so slowly at the same time. Loved every second of it. Amazing matches, especially today. Oh my goodness. Absolutely crazy, like easily one of the best ATs in recent history already. I'm here with two men of the hour, the two men who put the entire EVE NT show together, Bay the Bay RJ and Mr. Nash Cadaver, drinking 2 well-earned pints of non-branded beverage that certainly isn't alcoholic. Don't drink, kids. Apple juice, a bit of frothy apple juice. Now, first I must throw it to Mr. Bay RJ. What have you been up to for the past 2 weekends, and do you have any shout-outs, sir?
So my job's just been kind of creative director of the stream, I guess. I've been doing a lot of preparation work, kind of pulling lots of ideas together people had for the stream, and kind of organising things with Nash. And then on the actual weekends, it's been relatively stress-free this time. Everyone kind of, well, huge team, and everyone knows what they're doing. It's been really smooth. So I've been mostly enjoying myself, really. Just kind of.
So do you think last year was a nice dry run for this year? Now that we did it for a year, admittedly we're going up for 2 weekends, which adds a certain level of complexity. Having done it once, did you feel it was a lot easier this time around?
Certainly, yeah, experience counts for a lot, so it's really...
And then, do you have any shout-outs for us?
Definitely.
I know you have a graph ready for us of the voting that went on today.
Yeah, we've got Alexei who pulled up the a graph here of the people who have voted today on the matches, and see a lot higher than the average is a lot higher than yesterday, which is really cool. So hopefully lots of people won billions of ISK. This was created by Vitor, who is one of our web programmers who creates these lovely visuals for us. The background was actually recorded by General Stargazer. Also programming for us has been Birkhoff, who's made the brilliant replay tool. He's also been created a couple of tools for us to help Alexei, tools to auto-generate spreadsheets from the API in terms of results and stuff. My last shout out is to Corinne Moore, who actually created the lovely Alliance Tournament EVNT graphic that you've seen constantly in between matches and between ad breaks. Fantastic work. He's a really good VFX designer. And last but not least, Taladar, who has put together all the VODs online. He's been really, really good at getting them online quickly, and you should be able to see them all by end of Monday at the latest. But hopefully he's getting them on a lot sooner.
Yeah. So speaking of the voting, we have the last two winners of today. The correct pick winner for the Slice versus Templars match, the Billionist, goes to Omtis, and then the vote winner of Hydra versus Hard Knocks, that's Chaos Naga Arain. Chaos Naga Arain, congratulations. Both of you get 1 billion ISK into your accounts. And we also have a final graph for the day, the graph of graphs, suitably ready for you guys here. The graph of graphs. We had many bar graphs, we had many line graphs, many donut graphs, some special graphs. Although obviously many bar graphs were made, some graphs were used. I'm interested as to whether this graph counts on the graph of graphs. And if so, it's included. And if not, do we need a new graph of graphs? So that graph, will that include that graph? So we now have fractal graphs going on.
I'm sure the graph of graph is a special graph. Who knows? That's it. Is it
just a both? We shouldn't get into the theory of this right now. So I hand over finally to Mr. Nash Cadaver, who I know has been stressing out this weekend for a lot, organising all us hosts and casters and whipping us into order and putting his hand down my shirt a whole bunch of times today sometimes to hook me up to the microphone. So how you doing, buddy? Any shout outs?
No, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed both the weekends and all the preparation that obviously generally me and Bay do. It's been amazing to work with, all the people that we have part of the EVNT team. And I think, if anything, if I go through everybody individually, it might be a little bit too much. But I want to make sure that we give a shout out to all the commentators that we've had on the stream, led up by Elise, who manages that side of it. All the analysts that we obviously had on the desk here. Any support staff that we've had in the building that helped us with anything from getting sandwiches and chocolates and apple juice at the end of the day. And obviously our sponsors, Chill Blast, who've been very generous with us and actually made it possible for us to do some of the technical extras that we weren't able to do last time. So big shout out for them. Finally, two of our very good buddies, EQ and Biohazard, who we managed to fly over this occasion and made our life considerably less stressful by actually being on site, doing all the mixing and feeding in all the graphics and the replay tools and obviously the final broadcast itself. And I guess CCP's been incredibly helpful in making
They did make the game in the first place.
They made the game, which kind of put me in this position where we are now and being able to do this kind of stuff. And last but not least, obviously a big thank you to yourself, Apophany, the host with the most.
Thank you guys so much for watching the tournament. Massive shout out to, of course, the techs, Ryan and Jake, who have been in my ear all day. Jake actually the one in my ear, and then Ryan doing a whole bunch of other cool stuff. We mustn't forget them, must we, Nash? Yeah, but again, thank you to all the players, all the teams for taking part, theory crafting, putting 2 months and more effort into making this such an amazing tournament with such amazing games, all these upsets, all these crazy games, all these piloting, all these storylines as we build up the history of tournaments in EVE Online, which has been spanning 15 years. Ready. And finally, massive thank you to you, the viewers, for engaging, taking part, for all the tweets, all the propaganda, all the memes, all the fun we've had. You guys are great. We are merely trying to provide you with a great time as well. So with that, this is the EVNT cast signing off for the last time this year for AT15. Make sure you tune in to next week and the week after for the Iceland crew, and we are out. Yeah, do that as well.